Yo guys, Anboni here, and welcome to another arena walkthrough video. And in this one we'll be fighting a god comp team as Shatterplay. Now I picked this game because it showcases a lot of really good plays, but also a lot of mistakes. And right off the bat I'm gonna say I did fuck up a little bit, or maybe even a little more. Actually not that much, but yeah. The reason for that was I was kind of tilted because this was my first time playing with this mage, and you know what it's like when you play with a guy for a really long time and then you swap somebody. The synergy is not there, so I wasn't really happy with how the games were going. I felt like our setups were lacking, they were kind of dragged out, we didn't go as fast as possible. Now our plan for this game was to kill the mage, and the setup would be something like we deep ship the healer, we horrifying to silence the mage, and we either fear or hodge the priest, or both of them, or just one. But since I was kind of tilted, I just wanted to go for the setup immediately, and I just start off with a Horrify on the mage, and since we have nothing else on the other DPS, obviously their healer is just gonna blink back and get a free dispel, and that is actually gonna put us on a back foot, but not so much because the damage is still there, and the healer is going to get horrified for dispelling my vampiric touch, which allows us to get a deep freeze on him. And here I make the second mistake of the game, which is I don't actually silence the mage on the sheep, I just silence him randomly, and for that reason Ali does get polymorphed, and since he wants us to stay offensive, which is what he should do, he decides to trinket the polymorph, which is not a mistake by him, the mistake was all mine for not interrupting the polymorph. I don't know if our mage had CS ready or not, but I'm just looking it through my point of view, and I did a mistake there by not silencing on the polymorph. But it's okay because their druid fucks up as well. If you look right here, he actually was not wrong straight out of the deep freeze, but for some unknown reason he decides to actually take a step forward and be a nice guy and actually get in the ring for us just because we missed it. So thank you, Mr. Druid. But he's not gonna stay frozen for long because he decides to trinket it. But our damage is actually pretty sick, so the mage does have to block anyway. So we right now forced a trinket, an ice block, a nature swiftness, probably even a cold snap, I'm not sure about that, and iron bark, pretty much everything, and the priest and the trinket from the mage as well. So we pretty much forced everything, we are miles ahead. All we did was all they forced was a trinket from Ali. I still have dispersion and trinket, so we are in a huge advantageous position right now. But let's see how this goes. From here on we get a second polymorph from the druid somehow, I don't know how it happened. I get a massive spell on the mage, not that it really matters now because our big pressure is over. And since God Comp versus Shatter is kind of like a ping pong game, it's now their turn to do damage and for us to go a bit more defensive. Luckily for us I get a sick fear word on Ali, so the priest just fears straight into it. They are going to do a deep freeze on Ali, but I still have my mass dispel, and the mage does not have counterspell. The priest should have silenced me here, but he didn't, so I just got the mass dispel out. And we are still in a really good position right now, because they used their really big CC cooldowns and they got nothing from it, not even a trinket. They did get Ali's trinket in the beginning, but they didn't do anything with this setup right here. I still have my trinket, still have my dispersion, I have everything, so we're still good right now. So right now I'm feeling pretty confident about this game. I'm just dotting people up, trying to do max DPS, getting ready for the next setup, and when the mage says he has deep ready, I'm going to commit the third mistake of the game, which is fearing the priest. Now fearing the priest in itself is not a mistake, but the mistake was I didn't actually speak with Ali, and if you look right here I'm gonna freeze it for you, because obviously otherwise you wouldn't see it. Ali actually hodges the priest at the same time. I think it was my mistake again, because Ali should hodge the priest if he can, and then I could follow that up with a fear so that the priest does not mass dispel the sheep on the druid, or I could even save my fear for the druid. But yeah, it was definitely my mistake to fear the priest, but in my mind I was trying just to get the setup out faster. So I was doing my best to CC everyone, I was doing everyone's job, and you should do that because you have your teammates there for a reason. So again, my mistake, not a huge mistake necessarily, because sometimes it is okay to overlap CC, but in this scenario there was really no point in me doing that, and the mistake was clearly in the lack of communication. I think I didn't even notice the hodge. So yeah, let's see how that turns out. We still have a lot of damage. The priest is going to trinket the hodge and the fear, and I silence him instead. And I should have actually silenced the mage and have the fear for the priest, because then the priest would have trinketed the hodge, I would have feared the priest, and I would have still had silence for the mage. Therefore the mage couldn't have done what he just did, which is blink back into Hawaii with his blazing speed and just negate all of our damage. By doing that, basically I let both the priest and the mage get out of CC sooner. Therefore our CC on the druid was, shorter because they just interrupted the following polymorph on the druid. But even with that fuck up, I still have a lot of damage ready, and I'm just gonna go in, push in, and do a lot of damage, me and my mage. And we're just gonna do our best to keep the mage, under pressure, the entire team under pressure. We're not really doing anything special here. And then out of nowhere my mage gets a random polymorph on the druid. It is the yard, but it's great because it's a sheep. And here I do, the fourth mistake of the game, which is, again, if you look right here, the mage is casting a Frostjaw, and what I should have done was silence the mage so he can't Frostjaw my mage, but instead I just look at him and I do my vampiric touch or whatever I was doing, and my mage does get Frostjawed, and then I silence, and then my mage wants to stay offensive, so he decides to ice block because the druid was out of the sheep as well, which was again a good decision by my mage because it is good to stay offensive, and plus they're not targeting him, so that's also fine. The priest also horrifies me here and I trinket it, and that was not a mistake. It's good because I want to stay offensive. It's always good to trinket offensively when you're trying to get a kill than trinketing defensively, because then you're on the back foot. And I mean, of course, if you need to trinket defensively, do it. Don't hold a trinket and die. But I mean, it's not a mistake to trinket offensively. A lot of people don't do it. The druid dispels my vampiric touch, so at least I got that going for me. And we are going to get a deep freeze out of it. And I also have a fear ready. And I get the fear and we pump all the damage. And the mage has to block, and I get the block, but the druid comes out of the fear at the very last second, pops all of his cooldowns with the nature swiftness, gets the mage out of my Shadow Word death range, otherwise he would have been dead 100%. And there goes our setup. And since our big setup is done, we're just trying to get orbs again. I want to go defensive a little bit because I don't want to get blown up, obviously. And here they did the mistake of not deeping alley and CCing me at the same time. The Shadow Priest should have horrified me, or the Druid could have pushed in for a bash, but that was kind of risky, so the Shadow Priest should have horrified me immediately here. Instead, they deep and sheep alley and I get a Spectral Guys, so I am actually completely fine. Another mistake I do right here, since Ali was still in CC, I shouldn't have went to the right and still tried to damage. What I should have done was instead go right here to the left, line of sight them completely, wait until they completely mess up their CC chain, not mess up their CC chain, but just negate their uptime on me completely while Ali is in CC. But instead I go to the right and I try to do damage because my setup was getting close to being off cooldown. When I say my setup, I mean Fear is getting off cooldown and Horrify is getting off cooldown. So I saw those are coming up, so I wanted to do damage again. But I didn't realize that they had their full damage ready. Look at the mage, he has 5 icicles, and I have no trinket because I trinketed offensively. And Ali does get put into a full cyclone, and if we don't do something to this, we are going to lose the game right here. So I kind of, not necessarily panic, but I know we're far ahead, and I want to keep the advantage, so I disperse, and probably Ali thought the same, and he also bubbled. So that was another mistake from, not necessarily, I don't know, yeah, probably mine or Ali's or both of us because we didn't talk about it. But hey, at least we didn't die, okay? And we're still far ahead because the mage has no more blocks, the druid has no more trinkets. Actually, we're kind of even right now. The only difference is their setup is over and our setup is just now starting again. Plus, I'm going to do loads more damage when I come out of dispersion. So I'm really impatient here and I say that I want to go right now. And I do say I'm going to fear the druid straight out of my dispersion. And I do fear him, but we also get a deep freeze, which was another mistake. And then my mage gets sheeped, and we're not sure if we're gonna get the polymorph or the ring. But luckily, we missed the ring, but we do get the sheep somehow. That's a miracle, like the mage said. But their mage knows that the end is close, so he does a really good job by peeling. He's spam shipping our mage, which is exactly what he should do, either my mage or myself. And then he deeps Ali as well, so that he doesn't actually dispel the sheep. So that's really good peeling by the mage. And we kind of actually wasted our setup there. The druid was in a full CC chain and we did nothing with it. So I'm kind of scared now because I have no more defensives. And they do have trinkets, but I don't think we have anything. Ali might have trinket, I'm not sure, but that's about it. So I'm playing really defensive, staying back and just dotting things up, getting orbs. And I have everything ready now, so I'm ready to go ham. But I'm pretty sure so do they. So I want to go, I want to finish this game. I'm going to rush in, I'm going to fear everything, and we're going to get a deep on the druid. But if you Let's go back a couple of frames. If you look again closely, right here, we also get another Hodge on the priest on top of my fear. And again, that was probably most likely my mistake, but the big mistake was we didn't actually talk about it. So yeah, we overlap fear and Hodge on the priest the second time, and the druid is instantly gonna trinket the deep freeze and instantly dispel the priest, and at the exact same time the mage decides to also trinket my fear. But I quickly put him right back in his place with a psychic horror. Now if I didn't fear the priest, then I could have feared him out of the dispel, and he was still in CC because the priest didn't have trinket, but instead the druid dispels both fear and Hodge, and so the priest is free. And imagine the priest being in a full fear, and this next silence on the mage. Mage has no trinkets, no ice blocks. Priest has no trinket. Druid has, I don't think he even has an S, but his trinket is on a 2-minute cooldown. And we just got the first sheep, so we've got 2 more sheep to go. So this would have been GG, most likely. But instead, again, I need to silence the priest and not the mage, because otherwise the priest could just mass dispel the druid, or he could just fear me or Ali, and you know, stuff like that. So we need the triple CC, and obviously instead of doing it on the mage and make the CC chain longer, I do it on the priest. Therefore everything is going to be shorter yet again, deja vu. And as you might expect, my mage can't really get the second sheep because their mage is now out of CC, and my mage is going to get polymorphed, he's going to get frostjawed, and he's going to get cloned. So no more follow-up sheep, our setup is over, and that's not looking very good for us, but at least we're full HP and we're doing okay, but not necessarily for long, because just as the priest went in for a double fear, my mage did a blink straight into us, so the priest got a triple fear, and Ali is going to get polymorphed as well, and I think they're pretty pissed, because they look pretty pissed, they're gonna do a lot of damage on me, and right here, not to criticize anyone, but I think my mage could have done a better job of peeling a bit. He did get 1 sheep on the Shadow Priest, which got almost instantly dispelled, but I feel like he should have tried to spam sheep the mage, just spam sheep him all the time. But obviously I can't see the game through, you know, his point of view, so maybe I'm in the wrong again. But anyway, it's not a really big mistake. I mean, he did peel, and I do a mass dispel here because I had that stupid fairy fire, which I hate so much because it doesn't let me special guys. So I had to mass dispel myself. I get horrified as well, and I'm spamming that special guys button, and I do barely get it at 1% HP, and I have no dots. And I get the shield up, and I go behind the corner, and then I fear the mage, and I die. And I instantly stopped the recording because I was actually really salty after that game, because we were ahead all game long pretty much, and then we kind of fucked up. So the big mistake of this game was, there were 2 mistakes actually, and both of them were mine. And they were both the same, which was fearing on top of Hodge, because we actually did nothing with the fear. Like literally, it was like I didn't have fear on both those setups. And that's going to be the game. Yeah, I told you in the first video I ever made, I mean the first one of the series, I told you I might have losses as well, and obviously we lost. Unless my mage and Ali got the 3v2. No, they didn't. Yeah, that's it. I'm gonna leave you with the full game with Skype now. The salt is real, and thanks a lot for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. See ya! One glorious day. Got the mage out. I think we should go mage, okay? We shall see from there.
See us in that. Frost me.
I'm ready to go. Let's go, we're fighting.
Yeah.
Sheep.
Okay, you did.
Wait, sheep.
Alright,
To reach. I'll maybe get... Yeah, wow, I actually got a chipping priest also.
My bad. Okay.
Maybe.
All sheep.
Got it.
Nice, man. Really nice. That's sick.
I'm
Fear
coming.
with
I
you.
do not have just now.
I
I
can't
do
fear
not
with
have
you.
saves.
Fear with you. Fear into it. MD.
Can't stop it.
MD in 2 seconds. Now. So slow.
Chipping priest.
Can we go and
Summoning.
when you have deep?
Chipping priest again. I have deep. I just need a little bit more. Okay,
Let's go then, let's go.
Lock master spell. Reship. He locked me.
I'm
Nice.
really
Get
pushing.
tripped. Maybe random ship. Ah. Yeah, I think I'll get this. I'll get this. Got it, got it.
Nice man.
Big damage here. JK Frost, yeah, I'm blocking it. Fuck it. YOLO. Deep through it.
Okay, I can fear it, I can fear it.
Block him on ship. Ship increase, no MD.
MDB, got it.
Awesome.
Honest.
It increased for a sec.
I'm pulling
Dip.
back a bit.
Can't.
I'm visible, invisible.
Coming back.
We're buffing.
Can't stop clone. It's on me. Okay.
I'm ready to go again, ready to go again. Let's rest,
Above.
let's rest. Can we go? Can we go?
Block clone. Block clone.
I'm poly.
Yeah.
Fear first, fear
go
first.
now.
Fear them. Okay.
Well, I'm cheap.
I know.
Well, that's it. I'm not gonna get it now. Unless I get random ship. Yeah, and I did. Okay, hey, that's actually a fucking miracle, by the way. I'm shipped again,
I'm dead,
so I
I'm
will
dead,
not
I'm
get
dead.
reship. I can't stop it. I cannot stop it. I have to block them.
Sound.
I have nothing here, defensively. I have 4 or 5 back in 8 seconds.
Rebuff everyone.
Yeah.
We're running with not buffs in the whole game.
I'm ready to go, I'm ready to go.
Huh?
Are you?
So,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah. Or fight trinket?
Trinket into full ship, man. Block him on ship, JK. Reship, JK. Clone, oh my fucking god. Trinket Frost joint, full clone, man.
You're all cornering me, man. I have nowhere to go.
Blink it, fear.
Trouble, I'm dead. If he bashes me, I'm
Shipping
dead.
it.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, you're dead.
Oh my